exhausted. Such a long day today. I put my makeup on, by the way, at 6 in the morning, and right now it's 7 p.m. And so if I look a little bit oily, please just forgive me. Hi friends, welcome back. So I feel like I've been gone from YouTube for like forever and a half, but in reality it's only been like 3 days. But I had kind of a busy week. Every day we kind of had something to do. Tuesday was my mom's birthday. Other days she wanted to go shopping, and it was Satisfy Mommy Week. So I'm back and I'm bringing you guys another trash or treasure video. This one is going to be on the Stila Eyes Are the Window eyeshadow palettes. This one, the only one that I have is mine. So we're basically just going to be talking about this one in particular. The reason I wanted to do this video was because, first of all, this palette, it was very intriguing to me. It intrigued me a lot. I was looking at it online, on Sephora. I loved it. I loved the concept of it. But then I looked at the reviews on Sephora's website and everybody was giving it a bad review. They said the shadows were so bad, no pigmentation, it was just not good. So I kind of decided off of that I wasn't going to purchase it. But then I still purchased it. So I'm going to let you guys know how I feel about it and if I think this palette is trash or a treasure. So let's first talk about what this product is. This is an eyeshadow palette from Stila. It actually features 12 eyeshadow colors, and the colors in the Mind palette are all matte colors. So there's 4 palettes available for you to purchase. So it's basically kind of completing a sentence. So they're called Eyes Are the Window, and so each specific palette has like what they're the window to. So this one is Eyes Are the Window to the Mind. They also have Spirit. They have Body, and then they also have Soul. So those are the 4: Mind, Soul, Spirit, and Body. Those are the 4 that are available. Like I said, I kind of geared towards this one because this one is the only one that has all matte shades. I think the others are more of a mixture, but I love matte shades. So this is the one that kind of sparked my attention the most. So I'm going to read off of Sephora's website because that is where I purchased mine from. It says it's a luxurious palette with 12 eyeshadows curated to illuminate the wearer's inner beauty. What it does, it's inspired by the spiritual notion that true beauty is revealed from within. Stila created endless looks with this Eyes Are the Window shadow palette. These carefully curated palettes mirror an aspect of inner beauty, mind, body, spirit, or soul. Each palette includes 12 luxe eyeshadows that range from calming soft shades to smoking hues that can be mixed and matched and worn wet or dry. Encased in exquisite jewelry-inspired compacts, a blend of rose, yellow, and white golds, this shadow palette includes a lookbook curated by Sarah Lucero, Stila's Global Executive Director of Creative Artistry. That's like the longest title of life, but okay. So I'm just going to swatch this palette up for you guys on my not primed hand. So we have Brilliance, which is kind of like a yellow banana color. Then we have Imagination, which is a little bit more on the pink side. It's like a pink, kind of like a MAC yogurt type of situation. Then we have Genius, which is kind of just like a cream color. This is what I have on my lid today. And then the last one, which you can barely see, but because it's like kind of a mauve-y, it's a little bit darker, so it like almost blends in with my skin tone. But the last one, which is kind of like a mauve kind of color, is Understanding. So that's the first column. So the next column, we have the next 4 colors, which I swatched in the weirdest place you could possibly think of, but whatever. So the next one we have is Instinct, which is kind of like a slate blue gray. Then we have Observation, which is kind of like a darker plum, but with a little bit of gray in there also. Then we have Wit, which is just like a beautiful transition type color. It's like a caramel light brown color. And then the last one we have is Perception, which is just like a rusty orange Nars Persia type color. So for the next column we have Reason, which is kind of like a matte black almost. I don't think it's completely black. I think it's kind of like a very dark gray black, but that's Reason. Then we have Thinker, which is just like a very dark plum. Then we have Creativity, which is kind of like a very dark chocolate brown. And then the last one we have is Intellect, which is kind of hard to explain. I feel like it's kind of a brown purple. So not really mauve, but like just a brown with like a hint of purple plum in there. So those are the 12 shades that come in the palette. So let's talk about how much this actually costs. This palette actually retails for $49. You can purchase this at Ulta online or in store, Sephora online or in store. I purchased mine in store at Sephora. And you can also purchase this on Stila's website, which is just stilacosmetics.com. Like I said, I did purchase mine from Sephora in store. Now, do I think the price point is the best? Absolutely not. No way do I think that that is a good price point. I think that's very expensive. Honestly, I do think that's very expensive. I think the reason that it is so much is not because of the eyeshadows. I think it's because of the packaging, because if you look at the packaging, it is very much stepped up from what it was in the No palette, for example. But I do believe that this is kind of expensive. Stila's not really like Chanel or like Michael Kors or like Gucci or anything, you know, expensive. So I don't think there's a reason that 12 eyeshadows should be $49. I know like the Naked palettes are that much, and I also think those are super duper expensive. So I don't think $49 for this palette is a very good price point. I would say more around the $30 range would be more appropriate for this item, especially since it's not the biggest. It's not the biggest palette by any means. So I just don't think it's a good price point, to be honest with you. So what about the packaging? This packaging is absolutely to die for, to die for. They really stepped this up from that deluxe cardboard they used to have to now kind of more this metal golden. It's really stunning. I'm gonna zoom you in just 1 minute so you can see. The only thing I do not like about the packaging is the fact that it's very prone to fingerprints. Like, I've been holding it this whole time and all you see is just like fingerprints all over. Hello. So this is the outside of the palette. So you have the circle that's kind of engraved in there, and then you also have these 3 S's on the front. I guess that's just for Stila 3 times. I don't know. But this one is kind of embossed. So this is engraved to where it is kind of like an indent. But then this is embossed to where it comes out. And then it just says Stila right on the bottom. Like I said, you can see that it's very prone to fingerprints. You can see all the fingerprints all up in her. When you open it up, it has a pretty nice mirror. There you can see us. What's up? And then you have your 12 eyeshadows. Now over here, it does not say the names of these eyeshadows. However, if you turn it on the back, you do have them listed right on here. And I do believe they go by, if you're looking at it, like this would be the first shade. This. I really do enjoy this packaging. It's very beautiful, very nice. If you want to store it on your vanity for others to look at, it is very beautiful packaging. So the packaging is definitely a thumbs up, especially since you get the eyeshadow names on the back and you don't have a stupid flimsy thing like Tarte has with their palettes. So the most important thing, of course, how is the formula? Like I said in the beginning of the video, I was kind of put off to purchasing this because the reviews on Sephora were so bad. I even saw Amrezy post a picture of like her, I guess, purchasing these palettes, and people's comments were like, oh my god, those are so bad, like why would you buy that, yada yada yada. So I was very skeptical, very nervous, but I decided, you know what, just because other people don't like it doesn't mean that I'm not gonna like it, so I still picked it up anyways. So the formula, as far as blending goes, they blend beautifully. I used the color Wit today in my crease, which is just this transition color. I use that in the crease as my transition color, of course. You guys know I love transition colors. So I used it in my crease and it was absolutely amazing. Just to put it in my crease, it blended so well. It was just an absolute dream to put in the crease. Then I also went in with the color Perception, and I kind of put that in my outer corner, working it into the crease a little bit, but I kind of tried to concentrate that kind of like on the outer corner, outer half of the lid. and it was just, they blended so well together. I barely had to do anything, I'm telling you. Then I went back into the color Thinker, which is this purple plum shade right here, and I just popped that on the outer V, and I love the way it looked. You guys know I don't really like neutral or simple looks, but I just really love the way that it came out, and I didn't even feel like it was simple or anything. I felt it was so gorgeous. I really love the way that it came together. They've been on my eyes now for over 12 hours, and I don't see any fading or any blotchiness, patchiness, anything like that. But of course I am wearing an eyeshadow primer, which I always am. I always will be. It's just, I love eyeshadow primer. I can't just not wear eyeshadow primer, especially if I'm gonna go out and work for like ever. So I am wearing eyeshadow primer, but I always recommend everybody wear eyeshadow primer under their eyeshadows, no matter what. That's just my recommendation to you. Of course, you do what you want with it, but that's my recommendation. I think they blended amazingly, especially for matte shades. I didn't understand why people were saying that they weren't pigmented. They were super pigmented. When I went in store to Sephora, I swatched the color Perception, because you know that's the color that I was the most excited about. And it was super pigmented, super duper pigmented. This shade right here, Brilliant, when I swatched it, I was very surprised that it actually showed up, and it did very well. So I think that the pigmentation on these is very on point. I think that the way that they blend is just phenomenal, especially for matte shadow. So we're down to the nitty gritty. Trash or treasure? I feel like I say the same thing every single time. You already know, I think it's treasure. Definitely a treasure. Would I recommend you go out and spend $49 on this? You would have to decide that. If you're willing to, I think it's a wonderful palette to give a try. Does that even make sense? It sounds weird, but it's probably right. We'll just roll with it. So I think it's a wonderful palette. I think the pigmentation is there. The longevity is there. Of course, if you use an eyeshadow primer, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to test these without an eyeshadow primer, because I always wear an eyeshadow primer, so it just wouldn't make any sense for me to do that. But it is just an amazing palette. I really do love this. Probably more than my Naked Basics 1 and 2 palettes. I love it so much more than my Naked palettes. I kind of hate my Naked palettes. All of them. 1, 2, and 3. Hate them. So this is definitely a win in my book. I would trade the Naked palettes in any day for this palette. I really do like it. I don't know if I'm going to be purchasing any more, just because, like I said, they are $49. And I kind of just really like the fact that all of these shades are matte. I probably won't go out to get any shimmer shades or anything like that. I actually just got the Lorac Mega Pro in the mail the other day, and I haven't really touched it because I'm just loving this palette so much. I want to touch it, trust me, I do, but I just love it. I can't put this one down. So those are my thoughts on this. I haven't really had a trash or treasure where anything has been trash per se. I didn't love the Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks, but they weren't trash to me. If you saw that video, or if you didn't see that video, I'll link it down below. But if you saw that video, I did say that they're not the best, but they're not trash. It depends on, you know, what you like. Do you like a liquid lipstick? Do you like dryness? Like, what do you prefer? It depends. So I really haven't had a video where anything has been trash, which is good to me because I'm buying good products then, right? So I just want to know, you know, if you are one of those people that did not like this palette, then please just let me know in the comments below so we can talk about it. I want to know, like, what was the problem, what was wrong with the palette. This is my opinion. I really do like this palette, and I do see myself using it quite often. And yeah, I do like it. I like her. Alright guys, so that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. Share this video if you want. Share it to everybody. Share it on Facebook. Share it on Instagram. Share it on Twitter. You can't share it on Instagram, so why did I just say that? Don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. Please like this video if you liked this video. And if you don't want to miss any more of my videos, just make sure you know, stay tuned. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!